Update on our little Singlton kit from 1. She is no longer a Singlton. And this is exactly why I left the nest box in the cage. That delay from first baby to these babies, though, was at least 12 hours. That's insane. So 1 officially had 10 babies. And then Miss Penguin also had a litter here. Penguin had 8 babies, 7 of which looked like to be some kind of broken, and 1 solid. Look at the little spot pattern on this one. It's so cute. And then with the lack of color on this one might be a try. So we'll have to see in the next couple of days if it has any other color that comes in, because it has a couple of little black spots on its butt, but the orange doesn't come in till a little later. This is our Rex doe, Emma. Emma is about 5 months old. We're going to be using her as a brood doe, and she is just a big chunky girl. Her lines get up to 12, 13 pounds, which will really help offset our chinchilla lines that only get to be about 9 pounds. So by adding them together, we'll get a nice mid-size for the standard rabbit that will do really well on the show table. With that being said, this is Lizzie's sister. And when they go to show, they compete against each other, and Lizzie beat her out in the otter section. So anytime we go to show, we don't take Emma because Lizzie is the obvious clear winner in there, and we would rather take the time to focus on using her as a brood doe. She has amazing fur quality. She's very dense. She has a nice roundness to her high quarter, a nice short shoulder, and just overall, she is just a really nice Rex that I can't wait to breed into my chinchilla. If you're looking at getting into show, the first thing I would recommend is jump on the ARBA site and find a show that is local to you. Watch that show, see what you like, see what you don't like, talk to a bunch of breeders. Have a breed in mind that you're super interested in and start picking people's brains. So for instance, if you want to get into breeding Rex rabbits, find a Rex rabbit breeder at that show and talk to them. Figure out if that rabbit meets the purpose that you want to have them for. Are you looking at just being a hobby breeder and breeding 1 or 2 litters a year? Are you looking into getting into pelts and meat? Once you have those answers and you talk to those breeders, you'll have a better idea of if you actually want to do this and if it's going to be up your alley and if the breeds fit you. Most breeders at show will sit and talk to you for hours about their rabbits. And some of those competitions are huge. So it's definitely worth it to kind of stop by and talk to some breeders and hang out. And then if you really, really like it, you've been to show, you enjoy the atmosphere, what I would do is I would pick up a SOP, which is a standard of perfection. Once you have that, read through your breed and figure out if there are different varieties and colors within that breed. And then start your hunt. Start looking for breeders in the area that sell that breed that you really want. Which is another reason that you might want to go to show, is you can talk to those breeders and already get your connections. And understand that a lot of times you get what you pay for. Buying something at market value may mean that it is unshowable for a certain reason. So make sure you are getting show quality stock. And you can verify that by learning your standard of perfection. I highly encourage people to try showing out at least once. It is so much fun. And it's a great way to make new friends. This is Butcher PSC, and she is one of our mini Rex, and she is a tricolor. You can't really see it. She has a black dot on her butt and a couple black dots on her ears and around her eyes. But something special about this rabbit is she is a Charlie. So basically she has a very little coloring on her body. This is caused when you breed 2 brokens together and you get this coloring that is less than 10% of the body. With that being said, in order to see if she's a false Charlie or a true Charlie, we would have to breed her. And I don't have the room to test breed to see if she is a Charlie. I really like her patterning. I wish she had a few more black spots. Like I said, she has one on her butt and a couple on her ears, but she's really cute and I'm really excited. I just bred her parents together again, so I'm hoping this time if they have another tricolored, it'll be a little better spotted. Why do mini Rex babies always look like they're plotting to take over the world? Like they just look pure evil. Let's talk Singlton kits. At about 1 p.m. or so, I found this little guy on the wire in one's cage. And I've given her about 2 hours just to see if she has more kits, and it doesn't look like she's gonna have any more. And this is our one and only baby. So what am I gonna do about this? As a rule of thumb, I am not going to leave a Singlton kit in the cage with the mother on their own. When a kit doesn't have anyone else to snuggle up to, they are more likely to chill and die. Also, as they get older and mom's milk comes in, they can end up eating too much and seriously damaging or killing themselves by gorging. So I have a couple of options for this kit. I'm going to shelf him. So shelving basically means I'm going to take this little guy inside, he's going to stay in my office for a while, and I'll bring him out to his mom to eat 2 to 3 times a day, depending on how well he perceives coming out to nurse. I will say though, that is a lot of work, which is why we breed multiple does at the same time. Penguin is due any day now to have her babies. Meaning as soon as she has a litter, I'll take that Singlton kit and I'll either put it in with Penguin's babies or I'll split the litter between Penguin and one, depending on size. If Penguin herself only has 4 to 5 kits, I'll just throw the extra in with her. But if she has a larger litter, meaning 5 or above, I'll split the kits between her and one. If Penguin does not have a litter and one's milk doesn't come in, I always have this mama right here. And by this mama, I mean Solstice hiding in the corner. I just wanted to show off my champagne baby. Solstice can act as a surrogate, and what I'll do is I'll pull Solstice from her cage and allow the kit to nurse on Solstice if Penguin doesn't have a litter and if one's milk doesn't come in. Being able to foster off babies is so very important. And if all else fails, I do have milk substitute in the house where I could bottle feed. I hate bottle feeding. Bottle feeding is just not only a pain in the butt, but has a really high mortality rate. So we have a lot of options for our little Singlton kit. That being said, I'm going to keep the nest box in here for a little while for one. I didn't see any stuck kits and everything seems to be normal for her, but I don't want to take the chance that she might have babies that are stuck higher up in the uterine horn. I have a video where I actually sex quail in real time so you can see the difference. But I really like this chart, and you can pause to read through everything when it comes to sexing. And then for fun, these aren't quite as accurate as vent sexing, and you should always vent sex to verify, but it's always fun to play the is it a male or female game with color sexable quail. This is the catch pan from one of my rabbits, and as you can see, there's a good bit of waste in here. Don't throw this out if you have chickens. Like, my chickens will demolish this and go through it, and it really helps with feed costs and waste. This is Eduardo. Eduardo is one of our silver fox bucks. He has 2 best of breeds on him, and he's just a petite little man. He's not the biggest buck that we have, but at least he's still within standard, and he has this really, really lovely standing fur. It's nice, it's thick, it's plush. He's a little over silvered for me, and he isn't the top buck in our barn right now. That's Wiley, but we keep Eduardo because Eduardo does a really good job opposing Wiley's issues as a buck. Wiley has very short fur that isn't quite the kind of standing fur that we want, but Eduardo is just a nice opposite. And this buck is super sweet. He is just a baby, and he's really easy on the show table. I wish he would fill in a little bit more up through his top line here, but overall, not a bad buck, and he's been really helpful in getting our fur fixed in our program. Yes, we do sell some of our rabbits, and we sell them for different purposes. If I'm selling for show or for a meat breeder, I have some pretty specific numbers. For instance, starting out, our Rex are $50, our Californians are $80, and then our Champagne and our Silver Fox are $100. Now, if the animal is proven either as a mother or in the show rink, that price might go up depending on how old they are and what they have won. If we have a cull or a meat sale for raw feeding, we go by weight, and that is $8.50 per pound. And then if I have a reptile breeder, pinkies are $5 a piece. But that's kind of just a baseline and starting off.